ain't no ice tonight, and that's just how things happen.
Hey.
Tonight we're gonna drink on our daiquiris, and if you had checked everything out before, we need 1.5 parts light rum, half parts of simple syrup, and 1 part lime juice. And anybody that's saying you can't find this stuff, you're not looking, because all of this stuff is at your local Walmart. And I have found your simple syrup, and I have found lime juice there. So go to now I understand Walmart in certain areas of the country does not sell your light rum, and that's okay. But once again, for your daiquiri recipe, we need 1.5 parts of light rum, 1/2 part simple syrup, and 1 part of lime juice. And it is a very awesome, delicious drink.
Very simple to make.
Very simple to make. So y'all go ahead and get to that. Today we are going. Our topic of today is we're going to talk about really fairness. The world's not fair. Get over it. So stop shielding your children and everybody and thinking that everything's gonna be all nice and easy, because it's not. And that's just the way things go. Get over it. The world's not fair. And you know this. So don't make your children think that everything's nice and easy. And this ain't really about the children. It's about you too. You're not always going to get that job that you studied extra hard for and you excelled in that interview as far as you're concerned. You might not get that job. Get over it.
Exactly. And instead of trying to teach your kids a certain way, this, certain that, you need to teach them to be extreme judge of character. Take it to heart. Take people's flaws to heart. Take their wins to heart. You got to take everything to heart. And then you decipher it. You got to be the master of your own universe, homie.
Man.
In your domain.
Because if you expect the world to be fair with you because you're fair, you just fooling yourself. You know what I mean? Like, there's no... If you hit the world, it's gonna hit you 10 times harder, man. You just gotta understand this and take that with stride. Don't go out here and believe that, oh, everything's gonna be on a level playing field. I'm gonna be able to do this because this person's able to do this. And that's not the way the world works. You know what I'm saying? Like, it's not gonna be that way. It's never gonna be that way. So please don't ever go out here and parents, you need to teach your children and let them know that the world is not fair. Don't have them sitting at home coddled and think that the world is going to be fair. So when they get out there and they're in their adulthood and they think, oh, I'm going to be able to do this because it's like this and the world is so fair. It's not.
The world is cold.
It's going to smack them in the face.
Exactly. It's going to smack them dead right in the face. Like, you have to, sadly, sometimes we have to be a little unfair with our children. And I think in a sense we are. Because we show them, I think when we are being unfair to our children, things that hurt us to do to our children, maybe for some people it might be spanking, so for some people it might be a timeout, for some people it might be taking away a privilege. I don't know how you discipline your children. I'm not trying to tell you how to do it. But however you're parenting, there are things that your children are not going to agree with you doing. And that is you showing them that the world is unfair. Do not show them that everybody's going to do the things to them that you're going to do. Like, you just got to let them know that the world's not going to treat you the way I treat you, because they won't, and they don't, and the world don't love nobody.
Exactly. And look, we're talking about human nature in the world. Now, one thing that is fair is karma and the universe. It's gonna come back to you, but you're not trying to really wait on the universe to divvy out your problems. Okay? So you need to make smart decisions now. This is real. This is real. Anybody, look, if a man slaughter you now, I'm telling you, might be 4 generations, might be 5 generations, his family will fall. If he harms your family or changes your family in any way. If it was done out of spite and done out of evil, that's all it's gonna beget.
It's gonna come.
Exactly. So I mean, it's just basically like, don't get upset. You know, when I mean, as far as how the world operates, I know you prepare for that job. I know you prepare for that interview. I know you nailed it, and you ain't get that job.
And you know
Don't
why?
get mad about it.
That's because
Life
you ain't the
fair.
boss's cousin.
Exactly. You ain't the boss's niece, and that's why you didn't get that job. It wasn't because you weren't good enough.
It ain't
wasn't
because you ain't
way
qualified.
out. You ain't qualified. It's not because you didn't have the skills. It's because that job had to be open to the public,
So that my cousin can get that job.
my cousin
Exactly.
was gonna get that job anyway. I just had to open it to the
I don't
public.
trust you.
So that it's
know
not
you.
even that always. It's just I was always gonna get this
I
job to
don't
my
know
niece.
you.
I was always gonna get this job to my cousin.
It's because
But
I
had to
don't know
open the
you.
job to the public, just do so that I won't get sued for corporation blah blah blah,
Yeah.
whatever. I have to interview you, even though I was never gonna give you this job. That job had already been filled before you even signed the application.
Yeah, that's because when you stepped into that building, I didn't know who you were. When you left that building, I still didn't know who you were. Therefore, you
Actually,
weren't getting
wanted
that
a
job.
And I had
Exactly.
already filled it.
That's how fair the world is.
Exactly.
So do understand
Like
that.
nepotism's real. You know what I'm saying? I'm like, and you can't really be mad at it.
Narcissism?
We're gonna nepotism.
Oh.
I'm like, you can't really get mad at. You never can really get mad at nepotism. You're gonna keep it in the family. You ever heard that term? Well, exactly.
Oh, absolutely.
I'm not gonna trust you, new looky loos.
Especially if I'm a privately owned business and I built my stuff up from the ground.
All you gonna do is judge me and
up,
tax me.
And I had to, you know, and I don't have much of an education, and I built my pet store up from nothing.
Nobody
except for
wants
the
to be
Cocker Spaniels
judged.
that I was breeding.
Nobody wants to be judged and taxed. If you cost a nigga money and you placing judgment on him,
Man,
yeah.
you done crossed the line.
You done crossed the line, my brother. That is horrible, you heard me.
But I mean, the bottom line, you know, that I'm getting at, and Dollar and, you know, Easy is getting at is the world's just not fair, and you gotta get over it. I mean, that don't mean just because you ain't get that job that you know you were qualified for it. There wasn't nobody, and that nobody else prepared more than you for this job. Just because you went to the interview does not mean that you're gonna get that job. The world's not fair. Get over it. Don't sulk. Don't be upset. Don't be sad. Don't get mad. Don't go blow up that corporation. You know, keep your shit together.
You would-
Regroup. Go and audition. You know, I'm not audition. Sorry, we're talking about my world. Go out there and, you know, try to apply for another job. There's jobs out there, people.
But check it out. You would do better to at least love the unfairness of the world. I mean, you have to.
It teaches me a lot.
It's gonna continue to teach you. It's gonna continue to make you strive for more and more greatness because of the fact that things aren't done fairly. So you want more because you feel like you are already just this. You know what I mean? And you didn't even get that. So you know that you just to get this, you gotta do more work.
I mean, and please believe Mockingjay has been denied a job at McDonald's that she really tried to get. But, and I didn't get that job, but 2 months later, I got offered a better job with more money and benefits.
Never stop.
So, you know, like they always say, when God closes one door, he opens another.
Yeah,
So
definitely.
don't think that just because you didn't get that job, just because you really needed it when you needed it, that ain't nothing better waiting for you. As usual, the funny thing about life is it goes on. Don't make that the ends all means all, because it's not. Something better is waiting for you. And I actually ended up, you know, just talking from personal experience, there was a job I really wanted at McDonald's. I did not get that job even though I was qualified. I had a college degree, and I had worked at 3 other McDonald's throughout my lifetime. Did not get that job. 2 months later, got a better job.
This is
benefits.
what you called overqualified.
Oh, well, there's that too. You know, and I suppose that's why 2 months later I got a better job with benefits, good hours, and I have, you know, I ain't have no time to spend the money, but I had plenty of money to make while I worked this job, no more than 8 hours a day. And that's what happened, you know, that's what God did for me.